Namaskar, I am Anand and you are watching Join for Education. Today I am going to discuss about gravitation. This is the 10th chapter of science and class is 9. This video lecture has been prepared by Anand Prajapati with the help of Join for Education. Let's clear the concept of gravitation. This is moon, this is earth. The moon moves around the earth in a circular path. This is the circular or elliptical path in which moon moves around the earth. This is the motion of the moon around the earth. Let's see the written statement. The motion of the moon around the earth is due to centripetal force. The centripetal force is provided by the force of attraction of the earth. So there is a force between moon and earth is known as the force of attraction of the earth, and the motion of the moon around the earth in the elliptical or circular path is due to the centripetal force. If there were no such force, the moon would pursue a uniform straight line motion. So hope that there is no problem to understand the concept. The motion of the moon around the earth in a circular path. It is seen that a falling apple is attracted towards the earth. This is the other example to understand or clear the concept of gravitation. According to third law of motion, the apple does attract the earth. But according to the second law of motion, for a given force, acceleration is inversely proportional to the mass of an apple is negligibly small compared to the earth. So this is the second example which helps us to understand the concept of gravitation. So we do not see the earth moving towards the apple, because when we compare the mass of the earth and the apple, then the mass of the apple is negligibly compared to the earth. From above facts, Newton concluded that not only does the earth attract an apple and the moon, but all objects in the universe attract each other. So there is the force of attraction between the moon and the earth, together with between the apple and the earth. So Newton concluded that all objects in the universe attract each other. This force of attraction between objects is called the gravitational force. So the attraction force between moon to the earth, between apple to the earth, between all objects in the universe is said to be or is called the gravitational force. So these two examples or other examples clear the concept of gravitation. We have no problem to understand the concept of gravitation. Now we try to get idea about the universal law of gravitation. There is a body of mass m. There is another body of mass small m. The distance between m to m is d. So every object in the universe attracts every other object with a force which is proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. The force is along the line joining the center of two objects. So the mass of the object is m and the small m. Distance between the body is d. So according to the statement, attraction force, which is also known as the gravitational force, is directly proportional to the product of the mass and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. So we remove the proportionality. So we write down here G as the proportionality constant is known as the universal constant. So F equal to G m into m by d square. Capital M denote the mass of the big object and small m denote the mass of the small objects, and the distance between m to m is d. Here g is the constant of proportionality and called universal gravitational constant. The value of the g or gravitational constant or universal gravitational constant is 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. So this is the simple details about the concept of gravitation and universal law of gravitation. Universal law of gravitation is useful to solve the problem to find out the force of gravitation or gravitational force between two bodies when mass of the bodies and distance between them is given. If gravitational force and mass of the bodies are given, then we easily find out the distance between them. If gravitational force, mass of one body and distance between the body is given, then we have no problem to find out the mass of other body, and so on. Numerical problems are based upon the numerical value or mathematical value of the universal law of gravitation. So the mathematical or numerical value of the force of gravitation is F equal to G m into m by d squared. The value of G is 6.673 into 10 to the power minus 11 Newton meter per kg square. The unit of the mass m or capital M is kg. The unit of the body of the mass or small m is also in kg, and the SI unit of the distance between them is the d. This red arrow indicates that the direction of the gravitational force along the line joining the distance or center of the mass of the body. So hope that these details will be useful to the students who are studying in class 9, and together with audience who have interested in physics. Thank you very much to stay with me in the last details of universal law of gravitation. My next video lecture will be related to the next topic of the gravitation. I thanks to all of you to stay with me till the last details of this universal law of gravitation and the concept of the gravitation. If you want to more study material, then join to me in the name of the Join for Education of a WhatsApp group to provide little idea about yourself, such as your name, your class, medium of instruction, location, and the name of the school in which you are reading. So once again, I thanks to all of you. Thank you very much.